Welcome to this week's nature documentary, which will be following a flock of geese during their migration while providing us with a context for their exclusive community of practice. Join us as we explore the ways in which Canadian geese locate themselves with their identities, personal philosophies, and of course, collaborative practice.
My name's Jessica, and I'm the Fairness Goose.
Hi, Fairness Goose.
Collaboration is important to me because I've always been part of a team. In a sports or a work context, I love all areas of social studies. My formal background is in history and psychology, and I am passionate about social justice.
Hey, I'm Christina, Flighty Goose.
Hi, Flighty Goose.
Following several years of studying international relations as a Gosling, I took off to explore different goose jobs and migrated to different countries. When living in Seoul, I tutored a Giro Giapa, which literally translates to goose dad. I'm not joking. He was a goose dad of a Korean goose family. I'm not joking about that, I heard. It's actually called a goose family. He worked in Korea while his children migrated to Canada for the sake of the children's education. The term, he told me, is inspired by the fact that geese are a species that migrate. Just as the father must travel a great distance to see his family. I take after him because I like to focus on the big picture. I'm flighty, impulsive, and tend to be very creative and exploratory with everything I engage in. I don't have a left brain.
Hi, my name is Fatima, and I'm the Observant Goose.
Hi, Observant Goose.
Since I was a little gosling, I've always had a very keen interest in my surroundings and paid very close attention to how the world worked and how it changed around me. My observant nature has created a very strong love for the sciences, namely the life sciences, and I feel very connected to everything around me, and I've always been an inquisitive learner and an inquisitive goose. Besides my love and appreciation for the sciences, I'm also an avid runner, and I incorporate fitness and strength training in my day-to-day routine to ensure my flight muscles are in tip-top shape for migration.
Hello, I'm John, the Devil's Advocate Goose.
Hi, Devil's Advocate Goose.
As a young little gosling, I absolutely love science and schooling and reading. I used to ask my teachers for extra homework to do. I am equally at home learning in a traditional classroom or in one that's absolutely full of technology. My educational background is in physics, which has taught me to be a very critical thinker. Therefore, I rarely ever go with the flow. I learn best through critiquing and challenging the ideas put before me. I am highly excited to undertake this migration to the land of professional teaching practice with all of you.
Hi, my name is Anya, and I'm the ambitiously procrastinating goose.
Hi, ambitiously procrastinating goose.
Once I put my mind to something, and regardless of how hard it may be, I have to get it done, especially when it's something last minute. Be it flying all the way down south during snowstorms or writing essays last minute, and I mean very last minute. If I decided I will do something, there's little that is going to stop me. Ever since I was a little kid, I've enjoyed going to school. I would always come home knowing something I did not know before. And what I like most about me as an adult learner now is that I'm a bit of a kinesthetic, visual, and auditory learner. I have to hear what is being taught, I have to see what is being taught, and I have to do what is being taught. Maybe that's why I'm so ambitious, because once I hear something, I have to do it.
Hi, I'm Kiara, and I'm the Bookworm Goose.
Hi, Bookworm Goose.
I have always preferred to read a book and have a great love of literature in more languages than one, squawking, English, and French, which I've spent much of my education studying. I hope to one day share that passion in my classroom with my little goslings. I am an adult learner that is quick to learn but has a need of vigorous studying, because I am not one that is able to instantly absorb material through reading a textbook or through listening to a lecture. I also enjoy playing sports and hope to one day become a coach.
Hi, I am Andrea, the artsy athletic goose.
Hi, Artsy Athletic Goose.
Hello, gooses. My little goose egg must have been covered with paint because I have been passionate about the arts for as long as I can remember. Even though I am a visual adult learner, I also have a love of sports, outdoor activities, and health. In order for me to be a successful learner, I need to experience new concepts and information both visually and kinesthetically. I value collaboration, creativity, risk-taking, and above all else, the desire and curiosity to explore personal identity and the world. I hope to promote these same values when I have my own little goslings to teach.
Hi, my name is Mel, and I'm the Yogi Goose.
Hi, Yogi Goose.
I also like taking photos, enjoy painting, and I'm training for my first goose flying marathon. Woo! I'm passionate about inquiry-based learning because when I was young, my parents taught me to ask why about everything. I always need to understand how my heritage and my roots have influenced how I perceive the world, and this is how I identify myself and have situated myself in my society. As an adult learner, I have been able to understand the world around me through a cultural and critical lens.
Now that we have witnessed how geese locate their identities and values, let us listen in as they share their perspectives and personal philosophies regarding migration.
So before we go any further, we really need to figure out what route we're going to take for the rest of the migration.
Okay, well, we'll definitely just take this one because my parents' parents used this one. It's the tried and, the best route because it's perfect, the wind currents are good, and they all used it. There's no point in exploring any other route. So, I think that's good.
Yeah, I actually have a different idea. I think we should take this map. It's a little different than the traditional route just because this one's more focused on more so taking in like breathtaking landscapes. And if we take this route, while it might be longer and not as efficient as the other one, it would actually provide us with a chance to see things that most geese don't get a chance to see in their animal migration. And it's a constantly changing landscape and it's very challenging. So it'll provide us with new learning experiences and we can see new things along the way. It's just what I think personally.
Oh, holy mother of goose, I forgot to bring my map. That's all right, because I'll just wing it. But since I enjoy dabbling in a variety of traveling methods, I think I'll just go wherever the wind carries me. I hope I don't freeze my feathers off if I end up in the north. Although I am prone to getting lost, but that's all right because it's all part of personal growth, I guess. I'll still get there even though I may end up taking the scenic route. But perhaps I better keep Google Maps handy just in case. Good thing they added that app.
I don't know, guys. I have a treasure map here, and this is where we are, and this is where we gotta go. I'm just not exactly sure how to get there, but I think if we entertain a variety of perspectives, if we fly forwards and backwards and upside down and right side up and in circles and diagonally, then we're certain to get there. I'm sure of it, because if we don't change, our perspectives and look at things from different angles, we risk missing the best route.
Wait. I have a Canadian geese food resource map here. Places where we can locate grass and corn and rice and wheat. But there are no paths, as you can see, because we really need to question which geese these are benefiting and why. We really have to critically look at our food resource.
Well, I don't think we should do any of those ideas. We should just book airplane seats. I've already got my boarding pass ready. I mean, our migration should incorporate the very latest technology to make sure our experience is relevant to the demands of the modern world. After all, as a vocational orientation, it should be important to us to prepare and train in the skills we'll use. And Canadian geese are frequent flyers.
I don't know, we should just take fly. I think our route is fly really best.
No, I think this is the best idea.
You guys are really paying attention to the important part here. What about my dad?
If you don't look at it from an upside down angle.
But we're gonna get lost. It's not, we're not
That's
gonna get
the
there.
best place to get somewhere you've never
Offer
been.
no critical interpretation.
Because we need to get to the south before the winter storm hits.
And what
Yes,
about
and then
all the
I'm going
geese?
by plane will get there the
But I
fastest.
think
No,
that's not traditional.
No.
Guys.
Maybe we can compromise.
Okay.
Oh, good spot to cut
What are we
there.
gonna do, fly underneath the airplane?
In circles,
In circles? And upside down?
looking for resources.
Guys, let's be open-minded. Let's think of a path that combines all our ideas and will get us there in one piece, in one block.
As we have witnessed, this community of practice needs to take into account the diverse perspectives and values that each goose holds. Through collaboration and problem solving, this community of learners needs to figure out an effective way to approach their first migration journey.
Do we walk down the stairs too?
Yep.
Do you guys know where we're going? I'm lost.
Turn right, turn right.
What?
Yep. And that's it.
So, the first run-through wasn't as smooth as anticipated. However, because Canadian geese alternate the lead goose so that everyone has a chance to be the group leader through flight, these geese shall learn how to work together to come up with an effective route to get them to their desired destination. Finally, after arriving at their destination, the flock break up into pairings to discuss further learnings. Let's take a closer look at the dialogue going on between the geese and how the one-to-one interactions going on shape their understandings.
Hey Mel, you resting up after that flight?
Oh, yeah. Did you like it?
Yeah, I did. The social relationships of the flock really helped enhance my knowledge of migration methods.
Oh, I totally agree. The context that we were in actually helped me understand more about perspectives than if I had flown alone.
Exactly. Could you imagine how much you would have missed out on if you had taken the original route?
True, I totally agree. I'm glad I did take the risk of exploring alternative approaches to getting to the same destination.
Yeah. Although we are an extremely diverse flock, it's a good thing we all got along.
Yeah, exactly, because the quality of relationships in that community does alter or enhance learning.
I noticed how difficult it was to organize a cohesive flying unit. As a flock, we all have different personalities and different ideas on what to do. We also have varying perspectives and perceptions which sometimes clashed.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But our different perspectives are very important. Without them, we can't get anywhere. We basically rely on one another and we depend on each individual looking at things in a different way to form solutions. Maybe for part of the route, we could have relied on Yogi Goose because her route was tried, tested, and true and very dependable. For the turbulent part, we should have just boarded an airplane as Devil's Advocate Goose recommended. And sometimes taking the direct route is impossible, so we would resort to the scenic route, which we might have been unable to see had we not been flying upside down.
I know what you mean. In the end, we were able to flock together and cooperate by compromising and sharing perspectives. By putting our heads together, we were able to effectively get ourselves to our destination in the landscape of adult learning. I'm glad we worked together because this has provided us with a chance to form new perspectives and insights that we can take with us on our next annual migration next year. We can also use these insights and perspectives in helping us in our respective future journeys as adult learning geese.
Absolutely.
Hi, John, what's up?
Hi, I was just listening to a weekly science podcast. I subscribe to several as a way to keep up to date on the recent issues in science, and then sometimes talk about them with my friends.
Wow, that reminds me of Farm Radio, an adult education forum from 1941 to 1965. I've heard a lot about Farm Radio in some of my history courses.
That sounds really cool. Can you tell me more about it?
The forums they use gave communities a platform to discuss important social issues that led to positive action in the rural communities.
That resonates with me. I've often talked with friends or participated online forums based on what I've heard in podcasts. It sounds like that's really neat, but the structure of Farm Radio sounds like it was more formal and face-to-face.
Yeah, what's really cool is that the techniques used by Farm Radio, specifically the give and take between the community leaders and the farmers, was so successful that other countries such as France, India, and Ghana adopted the practices of the Farm Radio forums.
That's cool. Sounds like a lot stayed the same. How we learn and what we're aiming to do in terms of connecting with people and making change as adult learners seems similar, even though the technology and form of delivery changes over time.
Hey Chiara, ça va?
Hi Anna. Oui, et toi?
Ça va, ça va.
Tu sais quoi? Je trouve fascinant comment tous les étudiants peuvent participer dans la même classe, mais qu'ils apprennent des choses différentes.
Je comprends pas ce que tu veux dire.
Par exemple, en lisant un roman en classe, moi, je vais tirer une chose ou un message spécifique pendant que toi, tu vas tirer quelque chose de différent que moi.
Ah, t'as raison. Donc, comme futurs enseignants, nous devons prendre ceci en considération, que dans notre propre salle de classe, on n'aura jamais deux étudiants qui sont les mêmes, qui ont les mêmes manières d'apprendre.
Oui, oui, exactement. L'apprentissage n'est pas normatif. Que ce soit les adultes ou les enfants, c'est la même chose.
Donc, c'est vrai ce qu'ils disent. Ce que les apprenants apprennent n'est pas toujours une représentation exacte de ce qui a été présenté par l'enseignant. Tout le monde est différent.
Comme dans notre groupe 3, nous sommes les seuls qui parlent français.
In summary, this flock of geese, or community of practice, have worked together to understand each other's values, beliefs, and philosophies while collaborating to achieve a common goal. They have learned that learning is contextual and non-normative, while understanding that learning through multiple perspectives offers the most enriching experience. This community of learners has finally begun to appreciate the purpose of lifelong adult learning and the pursuit of knowledge for their future. Thank you for tuning in to this week's documentary on Canadian geese. Join us next week for a closer look at the ways in which owls and bats communicate nocturnally.